Here is a little mystery before we start. If you get into a taxi, the meter often starts with a flat fee of $5 just for sitting down. Hold that thought, because today it becomes mathematics. Welcome to Math Concepts Made Easy. Today is day 12, and our lesson is all about graph of a linear equation. Before we start, a quick recap. In our last lesson, day 11, we studied standard form of a linear equation, x plus by plus c equals 0, meaning and examples. If any of that feels unclear, pause here and re-watch day 11 first, because today builds directly on it. By the end of this lesson, student deeply understands that a drawn line is simply a picture of every possible correct answer to the equation. Grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let us begin. Before we touch any formulas, let me show you where this idea already lives in your everyday life. If you get into a taxi, the meter often starts with a flat fee of $5 just for sitting down. After that, it adds $2 for every mile you drive. You can calculate the cost for 1 mile, 5 miles, or 10 miles. If you calculated the cost for every possible distance and put dots on a map, they would form a perfectly straight line. You have been using this idea all along. Today we simply give it a name and learn its rules. So what is really going on here? Many students think a graph is just a random line drawn on a grid. It is not. A line is actually made of millions of tiny dots perfectly squeezed together. And every single dot represents one correct answer to your equation. The equation y equals mx plus c is simply the instruction manual for how to draw that line. Keep that picture in your mind, because everything else in this lesson grows out of it. Now we are ready to say this precisely, the way mathematicians do. Here is our focus for today: plotting the line, infinite solutions, slope intuition. In symbols, we write it as y equals mx plus c. Every word of that definition matters, so read it slowly. You already know standard form, coordinate plane, plotting points. This definition simply builds on those familiar ideas. Here is the key formula for graph of a linear equation. The formula is y equals mx plus c. Watch how each part appears as I say it. Do not just memorize the symbols. Make sure you understand what each one represents, because that is what the exam really tests. Let us put this to work with real examples, one step at a time. Graph y equals 2x plus 1. Step 1, the y-intercept, c, is 1. Which means plot point at 0, 1. Step 2, the slope, m, is 2, which means 2 over 1, which means up 2 over right 1. Step 3, from 0, 1, go up 2, right 1. Plot, 1, 3. Draw a line through the points. Notice how every line follows logically from the one before it. That habit, checking each step, is what makes your answers reliable. Now, a quick warning, because I see students lose marks on this every single year. Before I show you, think about what could possibly go wrong here. 3, 2, 1. Misinterpreting the slope lem. Students often do run over rise and instead of rise over run, moving horizontally first when calculating the slope. We must anchor slope as vertical change over horizontal change, like a staircase. Compare the wrong way and the right way on screen, and promise yourself you will never fall for this one. Time to try it yourself. Here is your practice question. Find the starting point and rhythm for y equals 1 over 3x plus 4. Start, y-intercept, 0, 4. Pause the video now, or take a few seconds with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let us solve it together. Rhythm, slope, 1 over 3, which means down 1 over right 3. Next point is at 3, 3. How did you do? If you slipped anywhere, rewind and watch that step again. That is exactly how strong students learn. Let us bring today's lesson together in one picture. At the center of everything sits graph of a linear equation. We explored plotting the line, infinite solutions, slope intuition. The one formula to remember is y equals mx plus c. Watch out for the common trap we discussed. And remember our goal: student deeply understands that a drawn line is simply a picture of every possible correct answer to the equation. Next lesson, congruence of triangles, SAS, ASA, SSS, RHS, rules with proof. New lessons every day on math concepts made easy. Thank you for learning with me. See you tomorrow.